Okay, let me share my screen. Oh, here we go. I'm like, how do I show? Okay. So making connections and team building. This is really such a big chunk of what we do, you guys. So when we say make invites, it's scary. So I like to look at it like I'm just connecting with people. And I know we share a lot about that on our power hours. If you are able to come on our power hours, try to, because we will walk you through um, one of the trackers, and this is one I posted in our group last week. It's the confidence tracker. And then we also have a few other ones. You just got to go into the file section of our team page. And you can even use Beachbody's business activity tracker. If you Googled business activity tracker, Beachbody, it will populate. So how to overcome your fears, because I can guarantee you guys, all of you either have fears right now, or you've had fears in the past of how to share the opportunity or how to invite people to a challenge group, because it's common, it's normal, we're humans. So here are a few fears that have held me back from basically making connections or inviting. I was scared of rejection. And if you guys have anything in common, put it in the comment section, the chat bar. Maybe just share maybe some of the fears that have held you back or maybe holding you back right now. So no one's judging. We're here to help. I'm here to help you hopefully see past those fears. So I just want to share why I was so scared in the beginning to share this opportunity, whether it was inviting to my challenge group, so the fitness groups, or to talk about coaching. And a lot of it is just the fears that are holding you back. And so for me, it was rejection. I hated thinking like people telling me no. A little embarrassed of putting myself out there, so it's easy for people to judge me, for friends or family to unfriend me and be like, what is she doing? Why is she changing from what she was posting, and now she's incorporating like sharing her fitness journey and inviting me to things like I was worried about people unfriending me. And then I was worried about being too salesy, because I would see sometimes, not just with Beachbody but other MLMs, where people slide into your DMs and it comes off really icky and salesy. So a lot of times I felt, oh, I don't want to be that person. So to kind of turn it around, how I got over that was I just said, all right, well, let's not be that person. Let's do it in your own way that feels good. That doesn't mean you can't post and you can't, invite, because inviting shouldn't feel salesy if you're just simply sharing your journey and sharing kind of where you were on day 1 and maybe on day 5 and then day 20 or 30. And it's just letting people in on your day-to-day type of life of what you're doing. Doesn't mean that you need to have your phone on you every second and sharing every little thing. It just means that you need to be letting people in a little bit behind the scenes so they can connect with you. So I find that it's really easy, at least the more that you've been doing this, to talk about challenge groups and to talk about fitness. That comes easy when you're all in with the program. It's still the easy thing for me to talk about, because if you're waking up and you're doing that workout at some point during the day, it's just easy for me to be like, of course I want to share this, because I'm seeing results. I'm loving it. This trainer's pumping me up. And that's how a lot of you guys became coaches, because you were in a challenge group or you fell in love with the program and you're like, you know what? I love this. I want to share it with others, because I know that's how I was. But if you want to see growth in your income in this business, you need to be making connections and also inviting to the coach opportunity. And I know this is the part where everyone's like, but how? I'm not making an income yet, Kelly. Why would anyone want to join me? So you have to really take it back a sec and figure out, okay, what stage are you right now in coaching? And it doesn't matter if you've been a coach for a year, 2 years, or a month. I'm talking about you need to figure out why you are a coach. So, and what is the reason you are coaching? Why? I had to look at myself like, why am I here? And why am I posting on social media every day? Is it because I just feel like no fear at all? And maybe you think that. Maybe you think, gosh, I wish I had the confidence Kelly had, or maybe some of the other coaches that are more seasoned on here. But I can tell you right now, you guys, we all have fears. We all have doubted ourselves with little things. But the only way that you can overcome fears is literally checking the box off that you've done it. Like action will help you with that confidence. Inaction will always make you feel more fearful. And little by little, you'll notice yourself cave in because you're not taking action. I see it all the time. I see coaches getting really excited to start, and then little by little, they stop being consistent. And then they stop kind of doing it all together. And then you feel like, all right, I'm going to post again and see if anyone wants to join me. Well, why would anyone want to join you? You took like 6 days off and not really sharing your journey and kind of letting people in on your personality and who you are. And people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to support you and like it. But like, I don't even know what you're doing. You haven't shown me the last 6 days anything about this journey that you're on. So don't be a silent coach, because I found myself doing that a lot too. Was like, well, I'm just going to assume that people know. Hold on a sec. My dog keeps coming in and out. So you have to think of, why are you a coach? So is it financial? Are you like, well, I would love to earn an extra income. Great. Maybe it's not income at all. Maybe it's community. Maybe it's just the accountability. Maybe that's why you're a coach, because you're like, it helps me show up every day and keeps me accountable with my own fitness journey, because I know I have to show up and I got to share my results, or I got to share my journey. Because I can tell you those 3 things are my main reasons for coaching. And I'll be honest with you guys, when I started coaching, I was not in it for the income. I really wasn't. I had a full-time job. I was in pharmaceutical sales. I had no reason to honestly have like financial freedom, because I was like, no, I'm in a great job. It's fine. But then kids came along and frustrations happened with the company and the job I had. And I was like, wait, after a year of being in coaching, I was like, well, why wouldn't I? Like, I'm already sharing on social media. I'm inviting people to my challenge groups. Why not take it a step further and earn an income and see where this can take me? So you need to figure out right now, you guys, and dig deep. Why are you here? Why are you on this call? Right? Because you want to learn more. Maybe you want to try to take coaching to the next step, and you want to learn more about how you can grow a team and all that. Well, that's great, but you have to figure out, because your why is going to be different from mine. And I struggled with that for a while, and my why has changed now. Now I'm home, now I am making a full-time income. So my why is tweaked a little bit more. I'm dreaming bigger. And, but you have to be where you are right now, not where Kelly is and what her whys are. And it could be similar. Maybe you're like, well, it is financial, community, and accountability. That's great. But you have to dig deep in order to see growth and overcome your fears, because that will push you. Okay, so how to make connections and invite. First of all, I see this happen a lot. So you have to build trust. So have you ever copied a post from me? I'm sure you have, or another coach, and then didn't really get the traction. Because I remember when I started, I would see our upline leader share, like, I love the verbiage. I'd be like, oh, okay, that's what I got to do as a coach. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to post it on my feed. And then I felt like, why aren't I getting the same traction? Why am I feel like it was like almost like I checked the box. Well, I posted, I put it out there, and I did what my upline's doing. And that's okay as you start to like, obviously see what I'm doing, see what other coaches are doing. But the thing is it's not coming from you, and it's not the same experience as it was, or as it is for me or someone else. Right. So in the beginning, it's really hard, because you're not going to get the same traction that maybe I'm getting, or maybe another coach is getting, because guess what? You haven't built trust with your audience. Okay. So in order to build trust, you have to stay consistent and being true to you, but you also have to commit to posting, you guys. You have to. I know a lot of you share in your stories, and that's great, but you have to get used to posting. And I say at least 3 times a week. And it can be more. Sometimes, if you feel like you're in a role, like, great, do more. But you have to stay consistent with your posts. And you might think, well, I just don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to share. Well, if you don't, then stay on our new coach call because we're going to be going over that. But really, you have to rotate through health and fitness posts, your coach posts, and personal life posts. Do not become a Beachbody robot. We're not trying to have you guys be like, all right, every photo is something that has something to do with Beachbody and fitness. That is not honestly how people are going to feel connected to you. We all have a different way of doing it. This is just my opinion. I am always evaluating my newsfeed and what I'm sharing. And then you also want to make sure that you have a before and after in your grid. So when people go to your page and they're deciding like, oh, what is she all about? Oh, wow. Okay. I see a before and after photo. They're going to look, read more into it. Maybe watch your cat or look at your caption. You have to show your face. I see this happen a lot. We're so used to taking photos of like other things and not us. But the way for people to feel a connection with you is to show your face, to show your personality. Okay. So show your personality in your caption and your text, but also in the picture. And then stories, don't spend a lot of time on stories. I had a coach say to me, I feel like I'm on my phone way too much with like doing stuff on stories. And so I went to her stories and I took a peek at it and I was like, holy cow, that's because you are like going really in depth with every story. You're doing all these different gifts. And I know it can get like, sometimes I'm like, what? Stop, Kelly. This shouldn't take that long. Just upload a few videos. Doesn't need to be, anything fancy. You don't need to use a filter. You just slap up some photos, be real, talk to the camera and share a little bit about what your day is. And then you have to go connect with people who are liking and commenting on your posts and watching your stories. And then the other thing, if you have a business account, which most of you guys do, if it's public, you can go to insights and you can kind of see what posts are doing well. I know that's what Nicole does a lot. And for me, I wasn't doing that, but you can look at that and be like, okay, how can I grow? How can I share things that people want to see more? So just kind of piggybacking off of this, here is mine. And I am always growing. I'm always evaluating what I'm doing. But you guys, again, how often are you posting? Go look at the last post you did and then go look at the post before that. Okay. Because if you're trying to get people into a challenge group right now, you're going to feel like every time you post, you're inviting because you're not sprinkling other things into your newsfeed. So on average, how many stories a day are you doing? Because people will look for that and once they start following you and seeing, like, they want to see it be consistent. Share what you're eating, share your breakfast, share what your morning routine is. Sprinkle in life with kids and the craziness, the chaos, or how you're a hot mess and you haven't showered and it's like 5 p.m. or, whatever it is, just be you. And then 2, invest the time to connect with people. You have to be spending time each day doing this. You have to be spending time. If you want people to come to your page and connect and engage with you, you have to be doing that to them. So I say, are you spending at least 20 minutes a day engaging with people? Just go on your newsfeed, connect, like, comment, whatever it is, look on stories, set a timer and stay focused and do it. And then ask yourself, are you sprinkling your journey? Do people know that what day you're on and what week you're on of the program that you're doing? Do they have a reason to join you? Because I know it's frustrating when you feel like you put an invite out there and it's crickets, but I think a lot of times it's because we will do that invite because we're like, okay, challenge group, make sure you're inviting, but then you haven't really been sprinkling your journey. You guys want to take people behind the scenes and in your main feed, just a little bit about what you're doing and the program you're doing and, like the struggles that you're having, but what's keeping you going. So here's an example of something that I did. I said, hey there, this is something that followed me back. And I just started doing this. And look at the response I got back. The moment I said, thank you for the follow, right? And I just said truthfully what I'm doing. I love connecting with other mamas and busy ladies on here. And I wasn't sure if she was a mom or a woman, busy lady, but I know she's a woman, right? So I say mamas and busy ladies, and feel free to use this exact script. But I just think it's so crazy when you see this. I just started doing this the other week, thanking people for the follow. And I just let them know, like, I'm a mom of 4 and I love sharing fitness and nutrition tips and all things mommin. And I want them to see that because if they go to my page and they're like, oh, I'm seeing fitness stuff or before and after, or I'm seeing a picture of her baby, but that's what they're going to see on my page. And they can decide if they want to follow me or not. But what I love about this is look at how much information she gave me. And so this is someone who I ended up, I don't have it on here. I meant to share that too. But I asked her after she wrote me this whole thing, like obviously, you know, it made her go to my page again because she said, I saw your page and needed inspiration. Awesome. That's why I do this. This is why you do this. You never know who needs to see your stuff. But the reason why, you guys, I keep going and I'm not fearful as I used to be is because of this reason right here. And she might turn, like I sent her info on Sunday, yesterday. We will see. You know, we would see, I'll see if it turns into a challenge group or if she ends up buying a challenge pack. But I just wrote, this is what I wrote back to her after she said that. I said, I feel you. I think we all feel that way as moms, even though we know we need to give ourselves grace and time. But I swear by the programs I've been doing, they've been great for helping me get back, get my workouts in at home. They're effective and efficient. And then I've tried to be more aware of when I'm eating too. Let me know if you'd like some info on my virtual boot camp and the programs I've been doing. And then she said, would love some info. Boom, there you go. She sent me her email, and then I told her I emailed you. She hasn't read it yet, or maybe she has, but it looks like she hasn't. So this is the kind of stuff, you guys, that you have to be doing. And if you're not doing this, then don't expect, like, by you putting up a post, you know, you're going to get people. It's what you're doing behind the scenes. Okay, so 3 steps to growth. And this is honestly something that might help you guys, because this is what has helped me when I was really trying to grow my team about 3 years ago. So we've all, myself, have been in your shoes. If you are a new coach or maybe you're 2 years in, either way, like I didn't really get serious about coaching until about a year and a half in. Even though I was still sharing my journey and inviting to challenge groups, I really wasn't thinking like I wanted to come home and coaching was going to be the, you know, the vehicle or the platform that would allow me to. So I know we kind of already stated this a little bit, but you know, why do you coach? And then what is your mission? I think these two tie in together. And if you're like, well, I don't really know my mission, you know, like I have my why where I like to coach and I enjoy it, but I want you guys to think of your mission. Like, so for me, a few years ago when I was home with 2 of my kids, so Will and Ben, like I said, I went back to work and I didn't have that fire in my belly and I felt kind of defeated every day. I was exhausted. So it made me think, I wish I could wake up with purpose every day. I wanted more flexibility. I wanted more time freedom. And I felt like I was called to do something else, something greater. And I thought, well, maybe that's coaching because that's allowing me to share my passion for health and fitness. And so about a year in, I saw that this opportunity by coaching would get me home and love what I did each and every day. And it would give me potentially financial freedom. So I didn't know where it was going to take me, but I just knew, okay, if I want to see this grow, then I know that I have to, 1, get rooted in my, like why I'm a coach and also my mission, because that will tie in together. And then when you have 3 to 4 strong whys, 1, it will help attract your tribe, right? But it'll also help you invite, put those posts up, make those connections, especially on the days that it's hard, especially on the days where you're like, oh, that's it. Like I didn't hit Success Club last month. I had 2 coaches quit. Why am I showing up? What am I doing? I feel like I'm like, take 1 step forward and I take 3 steps back. Maybe that's how you feel. So when you know your why, and it can't just be one, but when you know a reason why you're going to show up every single day, and maybe it's just, hey, I want to get my products paid for. I want to introduce this to other people. I'm just having fun. This is a great hobby. Awesome. That's a great why. But let it make sure that it'll help you show up every single day or most days. The second thing is belief. So you have to have belief in our products and this opportunity. And I know all of you guys that are here do, but I want you also to know that title and rank do not mean you are a leader. So if you're like, I'm only an Emerald coach, or I'm simply just a coach, that doesn't matter. It does not matter. You decide if you're a leader. Are you communicating with your challengers? Are you showing up and showing them what you should be doing in the challenge group app? And are you, posting your selfie of your workout or your shake? Because if you are adding challengers into your group, you better not let myself or your coach lead it. You have to make sure that you put in maybe some inspiration too, not just your workout selfie, but feel free to add anything else that you want into that challenge group and say, this is what I'm struggling with, or here's a quote that stuck with me today, or here's something that is helping me get by, or, you know, whatever it is. You want to show up as a leader, not just I'm a follower and I'm in Kelly's group or my other coach's group. It's up to you. And then what do you love about the programs? What have they done for you? What has coaching done for you so far? And then where are you headed? So this is something that I know, and I'm going to use Nicole as an example, because she really did, and with the year that she's had, the last 2 years she was premier last year and she was elite this year. It was just because she all of a sudden had to go, wait, I don't need to just, you know, I can be where Kelly's taken this. And, you know, she had to truly believe that she could get there. And so if you don't know really where you're headed and how many people you want to add to your team and how many people you want to help this month, like those are kind of things that you need to maybe write down every month, or maybe even every week, you know, write it down on the confidence tracker, you know, have your why, my why and focus this week. Are you at Success Club yet? I'm not. And I am going to be there because I am going to be making sure that I'm inviting and I'm responding to people and I'm making connections. I have no doubt I will be there, but you have to make sure that you are looking at a tracker or something so you know what you need to be doing to help you get there. And then you got to get uncomfortable. I know that it's hard to share on social media. I've been there, but growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. So here are a few things just to keep in mind. So you can be asking yourself, am I doing this? Like, are you sharing daily on social media? It doesn't mean that you're putting up a post, but are you sharing in your stories? Are you sharing like, hey, this is my easy one-stop shop superfood shake that I have, and this is why. You know, you don't have to do it every single day, but you'll notice, like, if you watch me, I typically share my Energize. I'm not saying Energize, I'm just saying my Go-Go Juice, or I'm simply just, you know, saying this is going to wake me up. And then I always have people say, what is that stuff that you're drinking? Is it really help? But that causes engagement with my followers and my people. And then, are you doing a weekly challenge group call to action post? Because I don't care if a challenge group's already started, you should still be inviting no matter what, because you can always add people into your current group. It doesn't matter if they, you know, are not starting on day one like some others, because everyone's going to be starting at different times. That's just how it goes. The longer you do this, you'll realize that. And then you have to make sure you're constantly breadcrumbing on your Instagram stories. So, you know, there's no right or wrong way to do it, you guys. You can use an app like Unfold to make it look prettier if you're wanting to do a call to action, or you can simply just be like, go through your phone and look at what your day one was and start sharing who you were here and where you've gone and how you're here. What have you done between, you know, step A to step Z, or wherever you are in your journey, right? Maybe you finished, you know, 3 or 4 programs in the last or this year. Share about that, where you started or where you are now, but make sure that you're breadcrumbing that on your Instagram. And then again, one-on-one invites, because as you saw in my DMs, that's where a lot of the magic happens. And you have to make sure that you're sending those invites. Do not be scared to, if someone's just commenting on a cute photo of your baby, awesome, perfect opportunity to connect with them. You know, whether it's just you sliding into their DM and being like, hey, Sarah, how are you? You know, I haven't spoken to you in a while. If it's someone you know, or it can be someone who you don't know, and you can just engage with them, comment on some of their posts, go to their stories. And then, of course, make sure that you're inviting your challengers to become coaches. Have you ever considered doing what I do? Have you ever considered getting your products paid for? Or I think it would be so fun if you added some people to our group. You won't have to do what I do necessarily, but you could be adding your people to our group. You're already doing what I do as a coach. You're showing up on the Challenge Group app. Why not add a couple more of your friends? And then, of course, host a coach opportunity, or, you know, add people, make sure that you're adding people to ours that we do as a team. And then the last thing, you guys, it just comes down to taking action. So always lead with your why and your mission. Every single day, try to connect and invite at least 3 new people a day. I think we can all do 3 a day. And then again, create a purposeful challenge group and coach post each week that is connected to one of your whys. This will connect you with your people. And then breadcrumb, call to actions in every single day. Create urgency. I'm going to be using some of you guys who are always in my groups as like my 1 through 10. I'm going to be putting your names on there. So people see that, oh my gosh, I want to get in. These 3 girls have committed. I want my name on that list. And then, yeah, just like I said, countdown to your challenge group, create urgency, and then coach op every month, because we have that every single month. So you should be sprinkling it in and inviting. I think that's it. Yeah. So I'm going to exit out of this. And I'm going to open it up to you guys. And we can kind of, because we have 15 minutes to the new coach call starts. So do you guys have any questions or concerns? Anything that you're struggling with right now or what you're feeling? Actually, I'm going to address one because I know there was one that someone said, and that was when people say, I don't want to do the shakes. When people say, I just want the all access fitness challenge or that side and not the challenge pack. So that's a common one. And first of all, you have to look at it like this. I want people, and this is why I share about what I'm drinking and what I'm doing every single day almost, because when people say, look, when I'm telling them like, oh, okay, so you don't want the shakes. Well, the reason why I recommend it is because one, it's what's I feel is a huge part of the journey and getting results or getting optimal results. But if they're not seeing you doing it, why are they just going to believe you by saying like, well, this is what you should do and this is what I highly recommend? Okay, that's one thing. So if you're not sprinkling it at somewhat in your stories throughout the week, like I would shoot for like 2 times a week. You don't need to say, oh, I'm drinking my Shakeology, but just say like, you know, this has over, 40 superfoods. It's equivalent to 7 plates of salad, or it's my super quick, healthy lunch on the go. Lately, I've been sharing how it's helping me like not overeat at dinner. It's kind of like my afternoon snack, but it's so filling that it's like preventing me from eating my kids' food and not like going through that like hangry time period. So that's one thing. So make sure that you are sprinkling kind of, if you're using Energize or Shakeology or whatever it is, Beach Bars, make sure that you're sharing that in your stories. And then, so how I combat that, you guys, is I always say, you can definitely get just the all access fitness programs. Like that is definitely fine. However, the reason why most people go with the challenge pack is because for $60 more, you're going to get Shakeology. So, or I say recover and energize, because it's either that or the other one. And I usually just share a visual with them. And the way that we've shared visuals in our team page. Right now, I'm talking a lot about 30-day breakaway, but a lot of times you can just go to Beachbody links and and what I'll do is go to that particular, like, let's say it's just the all access challenge pack with Shakeology, take a screenshot of it. And then don't show the cost on it, but show the visual, like the image. And then that way you can quickly just send it over and say, this is everything that you're going to be getting though for $160. You're going to access to both of the nutritional programs, which I highly recommend you starting on, which you're going to get for free. That's included. You're going to get the portion containers, and with 30-day obsession, they're getting the bands, they're getting the fanny pack. So you want to show them everything that they're getting. So I always want to make sure that I'm sharing, well, this is everything that you're going to get for $160, and it breaks down to about $12 a month. So this is why I recommend it. But if you don't want to go that route, let me know and I can go over the other pricing. But make sure you don't just say, oh yeah, you don't need to get that. It's okay. You can get the all access for $99, because for $160, for them to at least try Shakeology or Recover and Energize is huge, you guys. I had a girl over the weekend say she didn't want to do it with the shakes because she's on isogenics and all that, and she doesn't want to do it. But then I went over that, what I just told you guys, and I told her about, well, you can also do Recover and Energize. And she's like, I do want to try Shakeology. You're right. I needed a quick and fast meal with having my baby, and I am snacking a lot on my kids' food in the afternoon. Maybe I'll do it how you're doing it. And then she told me that she ended up adding the Beach Bars and Energize to her cart. She was someone who said she just wanted the all access. She doesn't want to spend a lot of money. And then all of a sudden she's adding Energize and the beach bars, because I told her those are a few other ones that I like too. But I want to say that to you because people are going to try to do whatever is cheapest. And that is just how it goes. But it doesn't mean that they don't have the money to do it. If they really want it, they will. And you have to show the value of it. So I hope that helps, but I always break it down and say it ends up being $12 a month, and you don't have to continue it if you don't want. So you get $160 for the program, over 1,200 workouts, access to the new program if they're doing it with 30-day breakaway or maybe MBF. And then I just share in bullet points like everything else that they're going to get. And then I always make sure and reiterate, like, don't worry if you don't like it, we can easily cancel it. Or if you don't want the recurring, we can easily cancel it, 10 days after you order, or right after you order, or 10 days before it auto ships. Okay, so yeah, it is hard to post about coaching, but it shouldn't be hard, because like I said, you have to write down all the reasons that coaching has given you. Like I said, maybe it's accountability. Maybe it's just, I never thought that by me signing up to be a coach would actually help me show up every day on my own fitness journey. And you can even say, like, I'm so nervous to talk about coaching because I feel like this isn't my full-time job, or I'm worried what my audience and what my friends are going to think of me. But I also realize that I love this community. It has helped me focus, or, finish a program and be more accountable, be, surrounded by other like-minded women. You have to write down, and this will help you with your posts, if you know all the reasons why you're coaching. And like I said, it can be simply for accountability and community. And there might be someone out there who could be like, yeah, I am not showing up on my own fitness journey. I'm not getting results. I don't really feel like I have a community. I'm stuck at home all day with my kids. I would love to have a positive outlet. And maybe coaching is something that they would want to do too. I have a hard time getting my coaches to invite. I have like only 2 girls semi-trying. No matter how hard I try to onboard, distance learning for them has been overwhelming. Okay, so you're going to hear that a lot. I hear it a lot too, where I feel like people are excited about coaching, and then it's like they're not taking action, or they're not doing the steps. And so I'll always say this: you're going to have people that are going to say that, and that's fine. You want your people who are purely discount, hobby, business builders around your campfire, because those are the people that are going to help form your community and your team. But as you start growing a team, and you maybe only have 2 or 3, you want to make sure that you start your own either team page, or if you're like, well, I don't really have anyone that's working the business, it doesn't matter. Actually, I told Camille this. I said, you need to have your own team page or a pod with your coaches. And maybe they're purely discount coaches. That doesn't matter. Have a messenger pod where you can just connect with them, and say like, hey guys, next group starts on the 19th. Have you thought about maybe sharing it with some friends or family? I will do all the coaching. You'll just be added to my group, but why not add a couple of, people that you would want. You have to remind them, like, this is time to invite. We need to invite right now. Because our challenge group's on the 19th. This is the time to see if anyone wants to join us. And for those that are like, I'm overwhelmed with distance learning and my kids, like, yes, your things are always going to be hectic and busy. So, and it's extra hard right now. And Camille, you're a perfect example of still doing it, still sending those invites, still making coaching a priority. So figure out why you are, and then maybe you can help them figure out, like, well, how can I help you? Do you want to, is it the post that you're having a hard time with? Is it making those connections? You got to dig deep, or not dig deep. You need to figure out, like, how can I help you? Let's make it as simple as possible right now. Let's see if we can just get 3 people to join us. But it's a really hard time right now. It's not easy for a lot of us, because we are home with our kids, or we have different schedules right now. We're juggling a lot, but so you want this to be the most positive outlet for them. And maybe they just don't want that pressure right now. And if that's the case, then be like, that's totally fine. Let's just focus on your own journey. Why don't we get back to just using social media as your accountability partner, and having fun, not inviting, but like, all right, I'm showing up in here again because I am struggling right now, and I am posting my selfie right now on here, in your stories, because I need accountability, and I want you to hold me to it. Like, just have fun with it. Don't, I always say, if you're having a hard time posting, like, just go back to kind of like, okay, I'm not going to put the pressure on that I have to hit a certain Success Club number. I just want to get used to sharing my journey and like sprinkling a little bit about my journey and breadcrumbing.
So Kelly, the two people that I do have working, sorry, I'm at Mendocino Farms now, so sorry if it's loud, but they are doing a great job. They created their own bod group, but they don't, just kind of like how I wasn't ready to invite to coaching for like the longest time. So I'm very happy that they took it upon themselves to just create their bod group and just, add customers. But they are very hesitant to, basically invite to coaching. They're like baby steps. Like, this is all I want to do right now. I just want to go at my natural speed. So, which is fine. I rather them do what they're comfortable with. Mm-hmm. So, that's where I'm at, but I'm proud of them for just actually taking that initiative versus the other girls that are co-coaching with me. They're just kind of moving at a snail's pace that, you can only do what you can do.
Right. And you know what? I think that's fine. Like, it's good. Like, I love having my discount coaches. I love having my hobby coaches. I love having my business coaches. I love having it all because that's what helps make our team and our community. So you're going to, like, I know we all want to have those people that are like, what do I need to do? How can I grow this business? And Rebecca, who, oh my God, she's so cute. Her little girl is on her right now. She was a challenger probably in the beginning of the year. And she wasn't all in any of our programs because she had her own thing. And then she was a discount coach though. And so it's been probably 8 months now. Is that right, Rebecca, maybe since you've joined? And just this last month, she's like, oh my gosh, I've fallen in love with the boxing program. I want to start sharing this with others. So what I mean by that is, like, I never pressured Rebecca, like, well, you're a coach. You told me you wanted to kind of work it. I always just kept her around being like, hey, do you want to be in my groups? I checked in with her. What program are you doing? Let me share the ones I love. And then when she was ready, and which is this month, she's like, I'm excited to share with others. I'm excited to invite and see if anyone wants to join me. And I've been watching your stories, and you're doing a great job with sprinkling in your workouts and what you're eating and just sharing free value. And that's the biggest thing that you can do. Even if you're a completely discount coach, just share free value, have fun with it. Share that why you're doing this. And so, I would say for all of us though, right now, because I can say, like, I was definitely in a funk for last month, like, just what's going on with my head. Like, I don't know. I just feel like overwhelmed, a lot of different things. But what I've done to get out of it is just take the pressure off and just have fun. Take the pressure off of, like, oh my gosh, I'm not even at Success Club 10. What's wrong? Like, why haven't I hit it yet? So just take the pressure off and look at social media as just your accountability partner, really, and have fun with it. So what I'm going to end this. Oops. Stop the recording.